What's up, fam? Welcome back to another exciting edition of Keith Walker Books Reads. All right, today I'm going to examine one of the greatest love poems that ever was written, and it was written by one of the greatest writers there ever was. I'm talking about William Shakespeare. This guy needs no introduction, but I'm going to give one anyway. He was an English playwright, poet, actor. He's widely regarded as one of the greatest English writers that there ever was. He lived way back in 1564. He died in 1616. So the poem has some language in here that, we don't use anymore. I'll read it and then offer an analysis of it when I'm done. So Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor shall death brag thou wondrous in the shades, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. All right, so that's that poem. This is a beautiful poem. It's got a lot of imagery in here. We got a bunch of metaphors. In a nutshell, he's just so enamored by this woman that he's going to compare her to a summer's day. So the rest of the poem, he's basically comparing her to summer. Off the bat, he's making all these comparisons how she's way better than summer. Summer's a beautiful season. I mean, spring, summer, that's what everybody lives for. But he says, thou art more lovely and more temperate. So this woman that he's comparing it to, she's more lovely than a summer's day. She's more temperate. Her temperature is better. In summer, he starts giving these negative things that happen in summer. He says, rough winds do shake the darling buzz of May. So it's all windy. And summer's lease hath all too short a day. So summer, it's a great season, but it's too short. He says, sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines. And that's a metaphor and imagery all in one line. So the eye of heaven, that's the sun. He says sometimes it's just too hot outside, and often is his gold complexion dim. So even though the sun is all bright, it could be cloudy, so the sun could be dim. And every fair from fair sometimes declines. So even the fairest, the best weather is going to decline at some point. But then he gets to the part where he says, but thy eternal summer shall not fade. Your summer inside of you is never going to go away. And I love the part, he even mentions death. He said, nor shall death brag thou wondrous in its shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So even death is not going to take her beauty away. Even as she gets older, death is never going to brag and say, yeah, got him. No, she's still going to be beautiful, even as she gets close to death, even as she gets older. And then in the last two lines, this is where he just totally immortalizes her. He says, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So not only is she the most beautiful, but now she's eternal. Now she's eternally beautiful, because as long as there's people out there, as long as there's people breathing, as long as men still have eyes, so long lives this poem. So as long as this poem exists, it's forever going to give life to her. So just right now, it's 2021. I'm reading this poem, and I just gave life back to this beautiful woman. She's never going to die. She's never going to not be beautiful. And that also speaks on literature as a whole, because all of Shakespeare's work, we're still reading that. Romeo and Juliet, all of them, they're never going to die. Literature, just like this poem, as long as there's people around to enjoy it, it's never going to be gone away for good. All right, so that's my take on this poem. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit the like button. You got any comments you want to post? If you want to leave a comment about what poem I should tackle next, or song, or whatever, leave it in the comment section. And if you just stumbled across this channel, you're not subscribed, this would be a great time to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you around again. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time.